Hey. So, I don't know if anyone's even watching yet, so I'll wait to talk. Um, anyone? Anyone watching? Oh, wait. Oh, there are. Okay, so, yeah, welcome. I, I am, I am back, sort of. um, yeah, so this isn't really like a pre-planned thing. It's just that, I haven't really done anything on this channel in probably like 2 months. So, yeah, I feel like I owe you at least something. Something. I owe you guys something. So, this is something, right? um, but yeah, I'm gonna be talking about just a bunch of different things. I don't even know how long this stream will be. Could be like uh 30 minutes, it could be an hour. I don't know. Um, yeah, I'll talk about like just what I've been up to lately, because I mean, it's not nothing, and yeah, and then we can also talk about like relevant things in gaming, or well, relevant things that I actually care about, like Sonic and just other stuff, I suppose. But yeah, yeah, I see some comments there. Yeah, like well, first of off, that's a word. Um, uh, yeah, but I'm I'm going to move out of here like really soon. My apartment, I mean. Um, I'm moving to like a different town. Um, but because I currently live in Indianapolis, in case anyone doesn't know, like I've always lived in Indiana like my entire life. Um, and yeah, and I'm just moving to a different town from Indianapolis to, should I say what town it is? Whatever. I guess it's not TMI. It's a town called Pendleton. It's like it's almost like a country town, sort of. Um, but I mean, there's still like things out there. It's not all just pure country. Um, obviously, because I don't think I'd be able to survive if there were just barely any surroundings. So, um, but yeah, I'm doing that. Um, what else? Yeah, I saw somebody ask about like my job. I I don't know if I've even talked about that very much on my channel. I think the last time I said anything about it, I was still working at Greek's Pizzeria, which I'm no longer doing. I haven't done that in over a year now. Um, I now I do like medical transport, not like I don't mean like an ambulance. That's yeah. I don't do anything like that. I mean like just carrying stuff from you know, different hospital labs. Um, and yeah, and but that's not my only job because I only do that on the weekends because of my college schedule. Which I mean, I don't have college classes during the summer, but just most of the time. I mean, um, yeah, I also have another job as a camp counselor. That's only during the summer. Um, yeah, I do that um, at like a YMCA day camp, so that's cool too. That's cool too. Um, and I want to be a teacher after I graduate, so it's kind of like kind of similar line of work in a way. Just um, yeah. So that's what I'm like doing job wise. I pretty much also just said what I'm doing college wise. Uh, and yeah, I've changed my major a lot of times, so I'm not graduating from college anytime soon, but it'll probably be like 2 years from now or something. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else to talk about in my personal life. Things are still going good with my girlfriend, Julie. I might have mentioned her like in a few videos if anyone's been paying attention. So, but yeah, things are still going good. Let's see what. Oh yes, I see a lot of people asking how old I am. I feel like that's kind of common knowledge by this point, but I'm 23, so there's that. I still it's weird. I still see like I get like tagged in posts sometimes on different platforms because like people say like, "Oh, what's Sammy Classic Sonic fan been up to?" It's like, how do people not know this? It's it's funny. Um, yeah, I'm just reading like some of the comments. I said 23, not 43. What? Let's see. Somebody said, "Do I plan on becoming a dad anytime soon?" I would guess not anytime in the next 5 years. That I don't know. I'm not really ready for something like that. Somebody asked, did I play Pac-Man Museum? Or two people asked that actually. I was thinking about getting that. I mean, I guess. I mean, just the thing with that is like I can, kind of just emulate those games. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like Pac-Man. I'm a Pac-Man fan, but I would rather them like port. I'd rather them port like the Pac-Man World games. I would definitely buy that. Or I would even prefer if they remade those games because I made like an entire video on that actually. The Pac-Man World games are really underrated. So let's see. So I mean, I guess I'm already talking about games anyway, so I might as well shift into talking about that. Yeah. So people are wondering, probably wondering, like, what are my thoughts on like Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Origins, because there's been a lot of like coverage on those two games in the past couple of months since I've been away, and I'm sure people are wondering what my opinion would be on it because I mean, I feel like a lot of people in the Sonic community like know who I am and expect me to have an opinion on everything Sonic related, which I mean I do obviously. So, um, yeah. Oh, before I talk about that, Ginger is right here. She's gonna be moving with me into my new apartment. Because I live with my sister right now, but my sister said I could have Ginger because Ginger is my companion. Uh, she actually just turned 10, like a week ago. So yeah, she's just kind of chilling there, but she's actually got a lot of energy. I mean, you can't see it right now, but I mean, she's very healthy for her age. She's a beagle. I saw somebody ask that. She's a beagle. Um, uh, anyways, sorry, moving on. Yeah, so I guess I can talk about Sonic Frontiers first. Man, that is kind of a contentious game. Like, I'm I mean, it's Sonic, of course. Like Sonic is always like contentious. You still have people saying like, "Oh, Sonic has always been bad since the modern era. There's never been a good 3D Sonic game." And I'm kind of just over that. I feel like in a way I kind of um contributed to that um, you know, to that sort of what do you call it? Um, line of thinking about Sonic, but I don't really think that way anymore. Um, yeah, exactly. Somebody like said Sonic had a rocky transition to 3D. Not really. Like Sonic Adventure was really well received when it first came out. I mean, it kind of aged poorly, but if that game was remade, it could be uh really good. So, but anyways, yeah, which I have no idea if they're gonna remake that game or not at this point. But anyways, yeah, front when it comes to Frontiers, when I first saw gameplay for it, I was like, this looks bad. Like I that was honestly what I thought. Like I guess I just didn't understand it. Like it just seems like there was really no objective in the open world. Like there wasn't really much to do besides like run and then some dash pads and rails and like I don't know. I just didn't really see the point. It was just like what is the point of all this? Um the puzzles kind of look um like wannabe Breath of the Wild type puzzles, and that just doesn't really work for Sonic, I feel like. So I didn't like their initial gameplay reveal, but my opinions did change as I saw more gameplay for it. The the combat, it looks okay. Like I mean, it does seem like a sort of thing where it could be kind of button mashy, and like the enemies themselves don't really look like they belong in a Sonic setting. Um, but at the same time, like the enemies seem diverse enough to where, the combat could still be engaging. Especially more so than Forces where the combat was just non-existent. I generally don't care for combat that much when it comes to Sonic games. Like in Unleashed, I didn't like that sort of that major focus on combat for the Werehog, but I feel like it could work in Frontiers since, you rely a lot on Sonic speed for the combat, which I mean Sonic is that's kind of the point for when it comes to Sonic games. So yeah, and saw more gameplay after that, like showing a bit more of like uh how exploring the world is, and yeah, and I feel like as we see, just more of the game, like the cyberspace levels, we know that's like a sure thing that's going to be in the game, but we just haven't seen it yet. I feel like that could definitely, you know, add to my excitement to the game, even though I have heard rumors that they're recycling a lot of stages from Generations, which it's like, like, if you guys are just going to take levels from the past, can't they be, like, different levels? Like, how about instead of Green Hill, what about Emerald Hill? Or that's just one example. How about instead of Chemical Plant, maybe Mystic Cave, and so on and so forth. So I don't know. I guess that sort of concerns me a bit, but I'm also eager to see what it's like. Um, and what else? Yeah, I mean, Frontiers. I the plot could be, you know, something to where it's an improvement over Forces. Like we know that Tails and Amy are going to be a part of the story. They're hopefully they're not like too much just in the backgrounds. Um, I would even like to be able to play as them in some sort of way. But I mean, I doubt that's going to happen. Yeah, Knuckles as well. I would like to play as him too. But yeah, because in an open world, that could definitely, you know, make it a lot more just, you know, engaging. Just at like going around as character each of the characters with their own abilities, to access, like, different areas where the others wouldn't be able to, and, yeah, so hopefully that's the case, because I know Sega does see, like, feedback for their games, and, I'm sure they're aware at this point that people don't just want to play as only Sonic. So, they're still keeping a lot about the game hidden, like, I think the first gameplay they showed was just an early build, which is just like, why not show, what you guys currently have instead of the early build? Because the early build, you know, you still have like the Sonic Forces Sonic, or at least, just the model from Sonic Forces, which a lot of people don't like the stiffness of it. I don't like that either. And, but, you know, the game looked better in action during the more recent gameplay that we saw, and yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to like be as open minded about it as possible and just wait until I actually have a chance to play it, because it's so easy to just judge something without, actually having played it. Because, I mean, open world games generally aren't like my thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked Breath of the Wild, and I guess I've played some other open world games, but you know, generally I prefer games with more of like a sense of you know direction and like clear objectives. But and that's usually how Sonic is, But I guess just I mean, this is a kind of Sonic game that we've never received before, and I'm interested to actually try it for myself. Like, whether or not the game will be bad, I'm gonna play it no matter what, just because it's Sonic, and I know that sounds bad, like, oh, I'm gonna get it no matter what because it's Sonic, but I mean, yeah, like I am a Sonic fan. Like I'm always going to play. I'm always going to get the newest Sonic game, no matter what it is. Like that's just how it is. So, but I don't think it'll be bad. It's just I'm worried that it'll be another like sort of misstep, if you will, kind of like Sonic Forces. Because I mean, my opinion on Sonic Forces has gotten worse on time, but I still wouldn't go as far as to call it a bad game. Just like a very mediocre game. So, but anyways, yeah, that's my opinion on Forces. Um, let's see. I could talk about Origins. This is embarrassing, but I kind of have to use the bathroom real quick, so I'm going to do that real quick, and it'll take less than a minute. So, in the meantime, here's you can watch Ginger really close up of her face. Okay, I'll be right back in less than a minute. Okay, I'm back. And yes, I did wash my hands, so it's kind of just a speed wash, but I still washed them. But anyways, um, is it illegal to say that I love the dog from Duck Hunt? Not at all. I just don't like playing as him in Smash. um, anyways, yeah, so what was I saying? Sonic Origins, right. I did get that game, like, the immediate moment it came out. I downloaded it right at midnight on the 23rd, and, so far, I'm liking it. You know, it's about what I expected. It's basically, the Christian Whitehead ports of the games, which, here, let me prop this up. Um, which, I've been eager to have those games on consoles for quite some time now. I mean, CD already was, but I'm specifically talking about Sonic 1 and 2. And then you finally have Sonic 3 and Knuckles on, you know, consoles. And the last time it was ported was like 10 years ago because, you know, just all the legal stuff with Michael Jackson's involvement, which now we do have confirmation that he absolutely did work on music for the game, hence why the soundtrack is completely different for Sonic 3, which I mean that is kind of a bummer. I think it's interesting that they borrowed music from the beta, but still kind of a bummer because I love the Sonic 3 soundtrack. Um, but yeah, like it is what it is. I'm sure if Michael Jackson was still around, you know, uh, that wouldn't be an issue. He'd just be like, "Yeah, go ahead, use the music. I don't care." But I mean, you know, stuff happens. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, Ice Cap Zone. Yeah, I love that track. It's sad that I won't be able to listen to that in Origins. But I have Sonic 3 on a bunch of other platforms, anyways. I mainly just got Origins for just all that, just to have it on like a newer console for one. I have it on my PS4 just because I kind of need a reason to play my PS4. I have it, but I barely play it. So, uh, but there you go. And two, I just like all the extra new features that they added. I'm currently just playing around with the story mode, and I also like how they have like mission mode, mirror mode. It's cool. It's cool. And I don't play Sonic as much as I used to, so my skills have gotten a bit rusty. So I will admit it is kind of nice to have like, uh infinite lives and just you know, the tokens that allow you to retry special stages. It makes things really a lot more frustrating. And and that way they don't have to like implement restore points because at that point that basically just makes it an emulation. So um but yeah, I'm liking it overall. I have been hearing from people that there are like some bugs. I didn't really notice it that much, but I mean, and same with even like Colors Ultimate. I didn't. I think I only encountered like maybe a few glitches, but I mean I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still unacceptable. Like even Headcanon spoke out about just how they were rushed into um you know submitting that their like products, their work on the game to Sega, and they couldn't like get rid of the bugs. And I that's that's just kind of sad to hear because it's like it just kind of shows that Sega still makes the same mistakes. So anyways, yeah, the point is, I'm enjoying it. I grew up with these games. I mean, it's hard to mess up these games because I mean they're already they're each, really good just on their own merit. I would still say it's a good collection to have if, you know, you're a classic Sonic fan or really just a Sonic fan in general because I mean, you know, like even if you favor modern Sonic, I feel like uh just revisiting the classics is like but with like more modern features gives it makes it like makes you appreciate the whole series more. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, yeah, I like it. I grew up on Mega Collection too. I see a lot of people mentioning that. Mega Collection, I would say just in terms of like the sheer amount of content is better than Origins still, because it wasn't just these four games. I mean, well, granted, uh, Mega Collection didn't have Sonic CD, but Gems Collection had CD, and Mega Collection still had like a bunch of other games too. 3D Blast, Spinball, etc. It would have been nice to have those games, or even like the 8-bit Sonic games. How cool would it be if they like remade the 8-bit Sonic games, but into like the Genesis graphics and whatnot? That would be great. Like I don't know why they haven't done that yet. A lot of people, I'm sure, would like that. So. Um, Maybe someday. Maybe they could have headcanon do it, depending on how their relationship with Sega will be after, them speaking out and whatnot. But anyways, those are my thoughts on Origins. What else can I talk about? Any ideas? Like, I mean, I could talk about Dragon Ball. I don't know if people like it when I talk about Dragon Ball though, because I've noticed my Dragon Ball videos get less views, so I don't know. Uh, oh yeah, Project 06. I haven't played Project 06 because my computer sucks, but I hear I hear that it's really good. Um, which is which is crazy to think about because like how do you make Sonic 06 good? But I mean, that's just what I've heard. I mean, even I recognize that Sonic 06 had the potential to be good. So there you go. I also saw somebody ask, "What are my opinions on Lightyear?" I haven't seen it yet. Um, so I guess that remains to be seen by me, as in it remains to be seen by me. But I'll watch it at some point. I mean, who knows? I might just wait till it comes out on Disney Plus. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously people know I have strong opinions when it comes to the Toy Story franchise as a whole. I those were my favorite movies as a child. So, I mean, it means a lot to me. And I mean, Lightyear, I mean, it is kind of risky what they're doing because I mean, they're taking a character like Buzz, but they're essentially making it like not Buzz in a way. So it's not like a real continuation of Toy Story. They're kind of just doing their own thing, like a spin-off, which that's cool, I guess. It's outside of the world of Toy Story, or well, I mean, it's still in the world inside the world of Toy Story. Never mind, but there aren't going to be like animate toys running around. Like it's going to be all human characters and you know uh I think it's an interesting concept and they definitely they definitely have my attention. I guess I don't have much of an opinion on it yet because it's so different from what was established before with Buzz Lightyear and Toy Story, but you know, it's good that they're trying different things rather than like I'd rather them do that than Toy Story 5, like I still think that it should have ended with Toy Story 3, but I mean, Toy Story 4 I've grown to accept it a bit more like, just as almost like a bonus story. Just something sort of outside of the trilogy, but still a continuation, I guess, almost like what Sonic 4 was supposed to be, but kind of failed at it, and then like Sonic Mania. So it's kind of like that for me. Um, I even remember in that video I compared it to GT, Dragon Ball GT, which it's kind of funny because I rewatched GT recently, and it's like okay, this isn't as bad as I remember because I when I first watched GT, that was around the same time. I uh, got into Dragon Ball and I watched like Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball original Dragon Ball like right before watching GT. So, it's like if you compare it to those, like yeah, it's definitely not on that level, but I mean, if you like just go into GT with the mindset that GT is just its own thing, like its own property of Dragon Ball, it's a lot more enjoyable, especially if you like. I liked the Japanese dub better than the English dub. I watched the Japanese dub, and you know, like just the music and the voice acting was a lot. It was a lot more. It made the series feel more like compelling. Like that really can make a difference. I actually the reason I revisited GT was because of a YouTuber called Saiyan Scholar. He's a big defender of that series, and I like Saiyan Scholar. He's a good YouTuber. I don't know if anybody even knows who that is, but yeah, he's good, and yeah, and GT has like just a lot of like great ideas, even if the execution isn't the best. So, but anyways, let's see. What are my thoughts on the Sonic 2 movie? I reviewed it actually, in that mukbang video I made. Uh, so yeah, that you can go watch that, I guess. I did like the movie. But I just don't want to like unpack everything that I said in my review. Um, but yeah, also yeah, I saw somebody say like GT's better than Super. I mean Super has been going on for quite a while at this point, so Super like it has more content, I guess. I think that's what makes me like it more at this point. Plus, I mean even though Super still has room for improvement in terms of like character utilization, I still think it has that, you know, down better than GT did. But GT still had like better, like better, like, you know, original ideas, not just like, banking off of nostalgia. So, yeah. Yes, there is a lot of spam. I don't really have the time to like moderate my comments, so sorry about that. Um, yeah, I guess I was going to talk about like Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, I have been following the manga. I can talk about that too. But for superhero, man, do I really want to get into spoilers for that? Because maybe I shouldn't, because I realize that movie isn't actually out yet in the States, and I don't think people would really appreciate if I spoiled that movie. I mean, I guess all I will say about it is I just really like how Goku and Vegeta aren't like actually involved in the story, and it's going to be about Gohan and Piccolo. That's just really refreshing. Like I've been wanting a story for a long time where, you know, Goku and Vegeta are just somewhere off world, and now we get to just let other characters shine a bit. So it's great. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into the spoilers. Maybe I would just make like a dedicated video on it for people who don't care about spoilers. I haven't watched the movie myself. And I still plan on seeing it in theaters, of course, because I mean, reading like plot summaries and whatnot is completely different from actually seeing everything play out, you know, and just experiencing it for yourself. So there you go. But I mean, obviously I want to respect people's choices. But anyways, and let's see. Hang on, I saw some comments. The comments keep on disappearing. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Let's see. Somebody said, "Are you still working out?" Yeah. I mean, I mainly do like running because I mean that's always what I've been better at. In comparison to like weightlifting and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, it doesn't really even look like I lift weights at all, but because I'm rather skinny as you can see, but I mean, I still do like some strength training, but it's mostly running just because I don't know. Not just me being better at running, but I just I kind of just enjoy it more. I just like how there's just more like freedom with running, like just freedom when it comes to like where you can choose to run and stuff like that. Whereas you know like lifting weights, it's kind of just the same thing every time. Like you're just at the gym and a bunch of people around, and I don't know. It's hard to explain, but anyways, uh, yeah. Somebody said at least you look healthy. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I still take like my diet pretty seriously. I make sure to get like enough protein and just overall nutrients. Um, let's see. Somebody said Akira is stupid for saying that. Like Akira Toriyama? What did he say? I mean, I saw the interview where he said Gohan's the strongest, so make of that what you will. Somebody said, "What are my thoughts on Sonic Unleashed?" It's kind of funny that like when it comes to certain games, like after a period of time, like everybody becomes a fan of it. Like everybody's all of a sudden like, "Oh, Sonic Unleashed is such an amazing game." That's definitely not what people were saying when it came out. And a lot of that could kind of just have to do with post Sonic '06, uh, the the post Sonic '06 mentality. I mean, attitude towards Sonic at the time, because Sonic attracted a lot of hate because of that one game. So, but I mean, still Unleashed. I think it has really good level design for the daytime Sonic. I like how it's like got a lot more to do with like you really have to you know have a lot of like attention to you know timing and whatnot, like oh hey Morgan, like timing your um what am I trying to say? Just yeah, I like how it's just not like running in a straight direction. It was a really good introduction to that gameplay style. It's just you know it's kind of weird how like over time they kind of just botched the boost formula, um especially when it comes to forces. I mean, I feel like before forces it wasn't like boost to win was sort of just an exaggeration because I mean, Colors, Generations, and Unleashed all had good level design when it came to, you know, uh, the boost formula Sonic. It wasn't just, you know, running in a straight direction. So, um, but or well, I mean, I guess some people would disagree, like when it comes to like the design philosophy of Sonic Colors. Um, but even with that in mind, though, like Sonic Colors did have an unnecessary amount of like 2D. I agree with that. Especially since we already had like Sonic 4 at the time. But I think I still like Sonic Colors as a game more so than Unleashed, just because it's more like consistently, you know, it's just more consistently enjoyable. Like when there's like half of the game that you don't particularly enjoy, that really hampers my overall opinion on it. Unleashed, that is. And I know a lot of people actually sort of like the werehog stages, but I just don't. Like it just I know that I feel like there's a they could have done that better, like Sonic the Werehog isn't inherently a bad idea, but like there's no need for that to be like so slow in comparison to daytime Sonic, in my opinion. They could have still made Werehog Sonic more powerful without making him so much slower and like combat heavy. Let's see. Somebody asked me about, yeah, Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and Heroes. Yeah, we need a connection. I mean, a collection of that. I think you know that's what Sega should do next. I know they alluded to like more collection type games after Origins. So if that's what they have in mind, then great. I really think they should, especially with Heroes. Like there's no way to play Sonic Heroes outside of the systems it was originally released on, which is really a darn shame. Um, you know, and that's even caused me to like emulate the game. So like when it's pretty bad when somebody has to resort to that. And Heroes isn't even a bad game either. Like it deserves to be ported. Um, it should at least be on like PS3, PS4. Like they should have ported it. Uh, I would say 10 years ago. But I mean, clearly it's been a while since the PS3 era. So I feel like they owe it to Heroes and Adventure 1 and 2. Yeah, of course they should port those games, but just for those, especially the first Sonic Adventure, I feel like there needs to be more work that goes into, you know, refining that game for a modern release because I feel like they can't just release that game in the state that it was in Sonic Adventure DX. Like they need to actually, you know, revamp the game, which I know that's something Sega's sort of uh that Sega is doesn't really like doing sometimes, like actually putting effort into remastering titles, but I mean, we've like the classic games have been remastered plenty of times and I'm more biased towards the classic Sonic games. So, I mean, I'm I'm just saying like from an objective standpoint, like they really should have like a collection of the Dreamcast era games by this point. And well, yeah, Heroes is kind of Dreamcast era. It wasn't Generations, anyways, considered Dreamcast era. But yeah, Heroes. Yeah, I mean they need to get the bugs out of Heroes as well. Not just Sonic Adventure. Really all of those games. Even Adventure 2, it it's less, like, buggy than Heroes or Adventure 1, but, I mean, still. Oh, yeah, I saw somebody ask about Ugly Sonic, and my thoughts on that. That I was not expecting that at all, just in some Disney movie, like Chip and Dale, I mean, I Chip and Dale isn't, like, something I watched very much growing up, and I still haven't seen the new movie that they made, but, I saw the clips with Ugly Sonic, and I was like I was like, "This is awesome." Like, I mean, I guess Chip and Dale is basically just supposed to be like almost like a new version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which that's cool to me, that makes me wanna see it, so yeah, I will do that, at some point, but, uh, yeah, I just need to renew my Disney Plus and catch up on Obi-Wan, Moon Knight, uh, just whatever other series they have. Um, oh yeah, somebody mentioned Salty Chicken. Yeah, him and I are still talking. Obviously, we haven't done, like, much live streams together as of late, but we really should. We're actually thinking about doing a director's commentary on Sammy's Adventure 3, and putting that on YouTube, and then I even saw somebody ask about Sammy's Adventure 4 earlier. We were actually already supposed to be filming it by now, but I, like, purposely delayed, like, the filming, I mean, because I've kind of just got a lot going on right now. Like, I kind of talked about it early in this live stream, just, me moving and having, like, 2 jobs. So, um, you know, it's kinda hard, I guess, but, we're still wanting to film it by the end of this summer. Um, hopefully. Hopefully. Um, let's see. What else could I talk about? Um, yeah, as for, like, some of my other friends, I'm definitely gonna have, like, a lot of the people who were in Sammy's Adventure 3, uh, in Sammy's Adventure 4, I hope. Like, I sort of talked to them about it already, and even, like, possibly some new guests as well. I don't wanna dive too much into that because that would spoil a surprise, but, uh, yeah, and, but, there's still some things I'm uncertain about, like, my friend Nelson, I haven't really heard much from him at all lately, so I don't know if he'll have any involvement in it. But and he actually did a lot of, like, the music for it and whatnot. Adventure 4, I mean not Adventure 4, Adventure 3. So but yeah, I mean, Sammy's Adventure 1 and 2 had just all video game soundtracks. So yeah. But anyways, let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh yeah, the Dragon Ball Super manga. Um, yeah, I think it's really I was not expecting them to bring back Ultra Instinct Sign. Like, I thought, after Goku got perfected Ultra Instinct, like, that was that was it for Ultra Instinct Sign. Like, there's just no need for it anymore. And I mean, I will say, like, it's a little bit counterintuitive to what we knew about Ultra Instinct because, now Goku can use Ultra Instinct. I mean, to use, like, his emotions to make Ultra Instinct stronger. Sorry, that was Ginger. Um, I do like the design of Ultra Instinct Sign more. I always have. I like how it resembles base Goku more. And I just think that's cool for a cool thing to have for Goku's, like, ultimate transformation. But at the same time, it almost kind of, like, makes you think maybe he shouldn't have gotten perfected Ultra Instinct so early, like, because if they were just going to go back to Ultra Instinct Sign anyways, I don't know. And now it's kind of confusing in a way because it's like Ultra Instinct Sign is now stronger than Ultra Ego, which, I mean, Ultra Ego Vegeta was more or less stronger than perfected Ultra Instinct Goku anyway, so obviously, Toritaro just needed, like, a convenient way to make Goku stronger than Vegeta again, but, it is still kind of a confusing choice when, like, in the previous saga, Goku was, like, learning how to fight without his emotions, and now, he is fighting with his emotions, and that's working, you know? And I mean, it makes sense in the context of the story, but just in terms of like overall continuity, it's like, yeah, I don't know. But that aside, I mean, the story is dragging a bit. I feel like that's like the general consensus, and I agree with that. Like, I'm kind of just ready for this arc to, come to an end. Uh, it's Yeah, I mean, when you have to, like, wait for a month between chapters and, like, there's not a whole lot of actually happening in the chapters, it's just like, "Can we just wrap things up already?" Like, I seriously thought the story would be done by now, because with Dragon Ball Superhero coming out, like, you would think that they would be in sort of a rush to, um, you know, finish up the story, kind of like how in the manga Tournament of Power they finished it right when Dragon Ball Super Broly came out. So um, it's just a bit odd, um, and I feel like it's gone on even longer than the Moro saga by this point. The Granola saga has. I could be wrong about that, but it feels like it. The Moro saga I think was overall better. Just I like how, there was like a constant like change of scenery and just, plot developments that kept things interesting, and you still had Goku and Vegeta going like on their own like separate paths, but it wasn't like uh confusing in terms of, like, you know, uh I mean, I guess I wouldn't call it confusing in the Granola saga. I guess that was the wrong word, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of just peaked with the Bardock stuff because I'm not gonna lie. I think them bringing back Bardock in this way was really cool, but I mean, again, like aside from that, there's really not much going for the Granola saga, especially like with the current villain, Gas, which that's a stupid name by the way. Like they couldn't have changed the name slightly. Um, but anyways, I Gas isn't really, that great of a villain compared to Moro. And it doesn't even like really, you know, have that much impact going forward. Like the manga doesn't really have that much impact going forward because I mean, again, I don't want to get too much into like Dragon Ball Superhero, but like I mean, there's really no connection between the two at all. So it's almost just like what's the point of all this? I aside from just giving us more Dragon Ball, which I mean that's good and all, but anyways, yeah, I'm gonna move on from that, I guess. What's my favorite cartoon? Um, that's a good question. My favorite cartoon of all time. Wow, that is a tough question. I mean, I have many quote favorites, like, Adventure Time, that's one. Um, SpongeBob, of course, that's probably like my favorite, like, you know, comedic. cartoon. I also like South Park, believe it or not. Let's see, what else? Um, Dragon Ball, of course, that even though that's, an anime, which it's still a cartoon, but I'm guessing we're just talking about like Western cartoons. Um, Fairly Odd Parents, like before it went downhill. SpongeBob also went downhill too, but um, I don't know what's another cartoon. Oh yes, Ninja Turtles. I would say that is possibly like among my favorites because I need to make like an entire video on that, or at least one video talking about that. Um, because I recently rewatched the 2003 Ninja Turtles. Really good series. I grew up with that. And I've even been rewatching the 2012 one recently, which I mean, that feels like it's still new, even though it's 10 years old by this point. Um, but yeah, and it's my favorite Sonic cartoon. Sonic X. I mean, despite its flaws, yeah, that is my favorite Sonic cartoon. I still prefer it over Sonic Boom, and I didn't really grow up that much on Sat AM. Like, I haven't watched all of Sat AM. I've only seen like some episodes, and I mean, it's not bad. It's just, um, I don't know. Um, I'm familiar with like the Archie Sonic universe too. Like I watched. I mean watched. I read some of the comics back when those were coming out, and that they're still making Sonic comics, but now it's from IDW. Um. Anyways, I'm just looking at some more comments. I might wrap it up soon since it's been almost an hour. I see TJ History in my comments. He was actually someone I've met before at college. And yeah, he's pretty cool. I'm glad that you are watching. That's really nice of you. And yeah, we definitely need to meet up again, like because I remember you might have said like you moved out of Indiana. But yeah. Oh, you're teaching now. That's great. That's actually what I'm majoring in now. So that's cool. But oh yes, yeah, we were talking about going on a hike. I forgot about that. Yeah, that would be cool. Um, yeah, that would be a good opportunity to like catch up and everything. Um, but yeah. Uh, See, somebody said, "Do I know Little Big Planet?" Yes, I had that on the PlayStation Vita. I really liked that game. I haven't played the entire series, but it's a really fun platformer. I like platformers in general. And yeah, yeah, definitely DM me about that. I mean, I still check my Instagram, and I also have like Facebook and Twitter. Although my Facebook is more of a personal account, but I mean, yeah. And then let's see. Somebody said, "What is your opinion on the versions of Super Saiyan 1, like the like false Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan grades, and do you think a game for Metal Sonic and Metal Knuckles entails dull as I do?" Well, kind of a lot to unpack there. Yeah, I guess for the first part of your question, Super Saiyan. I mean, Super Saiyan is, you know, really the thing that defines Dragon Ball Z for a lot of people. Like I feel like without Super Saiyan and just transformations as a whole for Dragon Ball, like the series would be unrecognizable in the modern era, like I mean, even though it may not seem like it should be that big of a deal, like the transformations really added a lot to the story going forward from that point. So, um, but yeah, and especially like Super Saiyan 1, because I mean, you know, for a long time that was like Goku's most powerful form, and like it made him a lot stronger than like the Namekians and the Earthlings, and pretty much put Saiyans on like a pedestal above all the other like species um up to that point. But yeah, and then of course, it was surpassed by human science, ironically, um with the androids and everything. But Super Saiyan 1 still has a special place in a lot of people's hearts, myself included. And, I feel like there's still ways that they can, like, incorporate Super Saiyan 1 into the story, like, still making it a relevant transformation, but they just haven't tried it at all. Except, I guess, when it comes to Broly, because, I mean, his Super Saiyan form is stronger than uh, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, so that's cool. Um, and even his legendary Super Saiyan form has very interestingly just been renamed Super Saiyan Full Power, which, I mean, that almost like implies it's the same thing as what Goku has Super Saiyan Grade 4, but clearly it's not. So you know, really makes you think like what's going on there. But anyways, yeah, like when it comes to the different Super Saiyan grades, I mean, I feel like they kind of serve their purpose. There's a reason they weren't brought back, like because they don't actually like make it. It's not really like stronger than Super Saiyan Grade 1. It just has more muscle mass. So that's that's basically why you know, they were trying to use that as a way of upgrading Super Saiyan before, unlocking Super Saiyan 2. But, when it came to Super Saiyan Grade 3, by that point, it was just completely useless. And, that. But, I mean, again, served its purpose by making, Trunks and the other characters realize, okay, this is not a good way to upgrade Super Saiyan. There has to be like a level beyond this. And then, that's how we got Super Saiyan Grade 4 with Goku essentially just realizing if I, stay in Super Saiyan all the time to the point where it barely drains any energy, that would be like better. Um so yeah, I don't know. But and then as for like false Super Saiyan, I feel like that's definitely like an underrated form, because like that form what was kind of an accident anyways when it came to the Lord Slug movie. Like it was supposed to be the real Super Saiyan, but that movie was made before the actual debut of Super Saiyan in the manga. So that's why false Super Saiyan had like black hair, and it was sort of it sort of it is treated like a different transformation when it's actually not. But I mean, you know, I mean, depending on what it is in universe, obviously we know what it is out of your universe, but in universe, like I mean, maybe Goku just didn't quite have what it took to become an actual Super Saiyan by that at that point. So, maybe it's just like a 25 times multiplier instead of I don't know, 50 times, which is what Super Saiyan is. So, I mean, that's just my headcanon theory, but I mean, regardless, I think it's a neat idea. um, but yeah, let's see. Oh, the comments disappeared again. I don't know why it's like that. Oh, here we go. But yeah. What else should I talk about? Is it okay for me to like the Wii U? I did make an entire video in 2013 called "Stop Criticizing the Wii U," so I feel like my stance on that is pretty clear. I mean, obviously, I have a more mature perspective on it now, and the Wii U stopped being Nintendo's current console over 5 years ago. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, Golden Great Ape is a cool form. I saw somebody mention that. Um, Super Saiyan 4 is a really good form. Like I yeah, I design wise I like it better than um Super Saiyan Blue and even Super Saiyan God, I would say. I don't know about Ultra Instinct though. Ultra Instinct is really good transformation overall. Um let's see. Somebody said we need to bring back the young Sammy with his anger. Uh yeah, I don't know about that. I've tried making like rant videos but I just feel like, every time it's just like I mean, it's almost like the magic is kind of gone cuz like people know that I'm faking it. So it's just like, should I even bother with that or just make new content? And I suppose that's one thing I sort of wanted to talk about. Like my YouTube channel could be, very different going forward. Like just in terms of what content will actually be on here cuz I don't know, I was thinking like when I move into my new apartment, like just making more vlog style content and obviously, I don't mean like the kinds of vlogs where, I'm like goofing around and stuff like that, like Logan Paul, but I mean just like, I don't know, just me giving like lifestyle, you know, advice, like when it comes to, um, like I'm sure people are aware, like I'm sort of like into fitness, like a side interest, so. I feel like that would be something to base my that would be a good thing to base my channel around. Um, I was even thinking about going back to just being called Sammy Zenith on this channel just because of that, but I'm really not sure because I still plan on making more Sammy Classic Sonic fan adventure videos. So, um, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll just make 2 videos. I mean, 2 videos, what? 2 channels, that's what I meant to say. Um, but at the same time, though, I kind of don't wanna do that, like, having 2 different channels, because it's better just to have it all in one place. Maybe not in terms of, um, like, the YouTube algorithm, but, I mean, I don't know. Um, but it makes things less complicated, I guess, or for me, it does anyways. Um, let's see. Trying to. Oh yeah, I mean, and I'll still make like video game videos, but I don't know. Like they're already, you know, a lot of yeah, that I mean, I feel like there are already a lot of um YouTubers who make really good like video game related content, even like when it comes to Sonic. So, like I guess it really just comes down to like what do I have to offer personally, Like out of all those different YouTubers, like what could I possibly offer that those YouTubers don't? So that's kind of like something that makes me think, maybe I should just do something different. Because obviously, like the rant videos, I don't know about that. um, just in the future, I mean, I'm not sure about that. Especially like when it comes to the screaming, because like you know, I mean, just being realistic, I live in an apartment where I'm surrounded by a bunch of other different neighbors. So like, how am I supposed to get away with that without uh being afraid of people complaining about me? So just saying. Uh yeah, I don't know. But there's I mean, don't get me wrong though. I that's I don't think I would ever give up on making video game related content. It's just maybe something I wouldn't like base my whole channel on in the future. Um, but I mean, I'm still passionate about video games. It's just kind of hard to like make YouTube videos that people want to see when it's like, there's so many great YouTubers out there who like pretty much dedicate their whole careers to making YouTube videos. Like, this isn't a career for me. This is just a thing that I do for fun. But I mean, I guess you could say, like, if that's my attitude on it, then maybe I shouldn't worry about it so much. I mean, I do overthink things sometimes. Somebody said maybe I should do purposefully bad quiet screams. I mean, I do kind of do that when I'm like playing a game and I get really frustrated. So I mean, I guess that is a good point. Yeah, I think I would definitely review Sonic Frontiers when it came out. That's um maybe I could even do a review on Origins just because like it's classic Sonic, and classic Sonic is sort of like my thing. Uh and I guess after saying that, that is it. That I guess that is sort of something that sets me apart from other like Sonic YouTubers, just because I don't see a whole lot of people that are like like classic Sonic purists. That was mainly sort of like my thing back like back when my YouTube channel was at its peak. But and and I mean, I think the reason is like my I've you know grown to be more like appreciative of the modern Sonic, but I would still say like my opinions are kind of the same as they were back then, like in terms of what I would like to see about from the series going forward. We still haven't gotten like a true like 3D classic Sonic game in the way that I envisioned it. They're like, Sega has sort of like like made various games that are like that like have that in ways are similar to what I was envisioning, but just you know also in other ways not quite. Like for instance, Sonic Lost World. You know, they kind of tried to make it like a mix of classic Sonic and modern Sonic in a way, but you know, just when it came to like you know, actually executing that, like it kind of just fell flat in a lot of ways, just like, just the Deadly Six being like these lackluster villains and really just a lackluster story as a whole. And not even just that, but also just like, the gameplay almost felt more like it was trying to be a Mario game than anything else. So, but anyways, uh, yeah, it's funny how I like veered into Sonic Lost Worlds. That game is almost 10 years old. That's crazy. And we've only gotten like one main series Sonic game since then. So I feel like that's kind of why Lost World is still fresh in my mind. Um, Sonic CD is overhated and overrated. Yeah, I see a lot of mixed opinions on Sonic CD. When I replayed it, I on Origins, I was definitely reminded of how much I hate the special stages, for one. And just the level design at times can be a bit frustrating, just like all of like the different bumpers and like the obstacles that make you come to a dead stop quite often. But I mean, if you look past that, I think Sonic CD is still a really good game. Better than Sonic 1. Uh, I guess another thing I am kind of iffy on when it comes to Sonic CD is just like the environments, like while there is variety, at the same time they all still kind of feel like the same, There's like a lot of, there's several like industrial type worlds, even though they're, you know, like they're each done differently, but and I get why they had several industrial worlds. I think that's just due to, the time travel mechanics. It makes sense, but I don't know. CD, I f- I feel like in my more recent top 10 Sonic games, I ranked it below Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. I still stand by that. But I think it's better than Sonic 1. Let's see. I hear you say Crash Bandicoot in my head every time I see it. Crash Bandicoot. I mean, that is how you say it, right? But yeah, that's another series I'm a fan of. You know, I grew up on I like Crash Wrath of Cortex was the first Crash game I ever played, and then I had the Crash games on GBA, and then um, later on I played the PlayStation 1 Crash titles, and yeah, and of course I have Crash 4 and the remastered trilogy. So yeah, let's see. Thoughts on the Mario movie? The last time I talked about it, I basically just said like the voice casting choices um, were just weird in my opinion. I think a lot of people agree on that, but I don't know anything else about the movie because they delayed it, so they're yeah, and we haven't gotten like an actual trailer for the movie, so I'm just waiting to see. I mean, waiting to judge it more until we see that, basically. Um, as for like everything else Nintendo related, um, I'm just waiting. Because I mean, they're not doing E3 this year. Nobody is because E3 was canceled again. Um, I don't even know why if they had like an actual reason this time because it can't be because of COVID. Like COVID, I mean, is that even a reason anymore? I feel like it shouldn't be because, like, we've had a vaccine for a year now. So hopefully YouTube doesn't, you know, hopefully YouTube doesn't like strike me for mentioning that. But oh well. But anyways, yeah, I saw there's a Nintendo Direct Mini tomorrow, but I think it's all just like third-party games if I'm not mistaken. So I'm wanting to see more first-party games. I want to know, what we have to look forward to, like if we can finally see some Metroid Prime 4 or Breath of the Wild 2, um, and just other things as well. Other things potentially that we don't know about yet. Because I mean, like yeah, like we still have been getting games lately. Like there was Kirby and the Forgotten Land in March. There was Nintendo Switch Sports in April. There was Mario Strikers this month. Even though I didn't get that game, I heard um, you know, I there has been like negative feedback on the games. But that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah, I I just hope that Nintendo does like a a full scale Nintendo Direct soon, not just like third party titles and whatnot. Which I mean that's still cool, I guess. But yeah, yeah. Anywho, um, yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of people commenting, like asking, different questions. But I think I'm gonna get off of here. I guess I'll answer one last thing. Like somebody said, what are my thoughts on JoJo All Star Battle are? I haven't gotten it yet. Yeah, I saw that it came out recently. I may wait to get it until after I get Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which I've heard good things about. I'm waiting for the physical release, which I think is coming out in August. But but yeah, JoJo Battle R. I mean, I have Eyes of Heaven. I still haven't completed it yet, so um, yeah, I guess I'm in no rush to get the new JoJo game just yet, but at the same time, I think it's good that we're still getting new um JoJo content outside of just like the anime. Which yeah, I still waiting for Stone Ocean. Like and we're gonna be waiting until fall anyways, like so kind of stinks. But yeah, thank you all for watching my stream. I hope you all are happy that I'm back in a way, and yeah, I could be making some like actual videos in the near future. I just have to think about what videos I could do exactly. So yeah, sayonara.